This is the second page of the PowerPoint in the lesson graphing exponential functions that I go over with students. And on the first graph, y equals 2 to the x minus 1. There's that vertical shift out there that we talked about that determines the horizontal asymptote. And so you would have a horizontal asymptote on this one at net y equals -1. There's going to be a horizontal line there that the graph will approach but not touch. And then all the points shifted down 1. So that key point at 0, 1 is going to shift down to 0, 0. And at 2 would shift down to 1. And at 4 is going to shift down to 3. And then it's going to approach that horizontal asymptote but not cross. In the second graph, y equals 2 to the x plus 1 is going to shift everything up 1. So that key point 0, 1 is going to shift up to 0, 2. And then the 2 is going to shift up to 3, and the 4 would shift up to 5, and so on. And that horizontal asymptote this time is going to be at y equals plus 1, that plus c out there. So it approaches that horizontal asymptote but doesn't cross it. And then y equals 2 to the x plus 1 subtract 1 is two different shifts, transformations within the same equation. And so that would mean that the original function is still going to have a horizontal asymptote of -1 because that's that vertical shift outside of the constant. So y equals -1 is going to be the horizontal asymptote, and that's the way you write the equation for that, is just the same as for a horizontal line. And so then that point 0, 1 is not only going to shift down 1 but also 1 to the left, because plus 1 on the inside of the function means 1 to the left. And at 2, it would be down 1, 1 to the left. And then when it was at 4, it would be 1, 1 to the left. And so all those points just shift down 1 and 1 to the left. On the next one, we have 1/2 for the base instead of 2, which means now that is going to be a decreasing function when that b value is less than 1. And so we talk about, well, the y-intercept would still be 1 because 1/2 to 0 power, any number to 0 power is 1. This time that plus c out there is 0, so plus 0, it's going to have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0, or the x-axis. And then you would have 1/2 to the first power. If you put in 1 for x, it's going to be at 1/2. And to the second power would be 1/4. And so it is going to be approaching that horizontal asymptote. And then 1/2 to the -1 is going to be 2. So when you substitute in -1, that's going to be a value of 2. And when you substitute in -2, you're going to get a value of 4. And so this function is decreasing instead of increasing. It is a exponential decay. Graph y equals 1/2 x plus 2 minus 3. The horizontal asymptote again would be at y equals -3. It'll approach that line but not cross. If you substitute 0 in for x, that key point's going to shift. You could use a t-table, or it's going to shift 2 to the left because inside the function is x plus 2, and then 3 down. So from 0, 1, it's going to go 2 to the left and 3 down. From the point 1, 2, it would go from 1 to the 2 to the left and 1 and 3 down. And then at 4, it's going to go 2 to the left and 3 down. And so it's still going to shift just to the left and 3 down and approach that same asymptote.